G'day guys, Michael here from Fat to Fit. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys have been having an amazing day. It's quite muggy here in Melbourne at the moment, which is hence the tank, but what are you going to do? Melbourne weather, can't do anything about it. Anyway, getting into the topic of today's video, I've been getting quite a few questions lately about cardio and kind of my best advice for doing cardio and everything to do with cardio pretty much. So I thought I'd talk about a few different things. So what I'm first gonna start off with is what is cardio, because there is a surprising amount of people that actually don't know what cardio is. So cardio is short for cardiovascular, and it's pretty much just that. It's exercise you do mainly for the benefit of your cardiovascular system. So anything from walking to running to swimming to riding a bike, anything in that kind of department that's not weightlifting is normally referred to as cardio. Okay, so now one of the main reasons people actually usually do cardio is something you probably already know. People normally do cardio for weight loss, but a lot of people also do cardio for general health, like I was talking about before, their cardiovascular, so their heart health. So cardio for weight loss in particular is something I have definitely become well known with. I've done it on a daily basis for months and months on end, and I still do it even when I'm not trying to lose weight, just for my general health and overall, etc. Now, in terms of different types of cardio, so there are two main types of cardio two main types that people usually tend to follow, and they are called LISS, low intensity steady state, and HIIT, high intensity interval training. So they are both different types of cardio in the way that you go about doing them. So I tend to swap between the two. Both have their advantages, both have their downfalls, but I'm just going to give you guys a quick little snapshot because there's a whole bunch of science behind it, but I don't want to bombard you guys with a whole bunch of information. So LISS cardio, low intensity steady state. This is basically where it's exercise where you're not straining yourself as much. That's why it's called low intensity. So it's something like going for a walk or a moderate bike ride where you can hold a conversation. It's nothing like sprinting or like full-on cycling where you can't breathe properly. It's low intensity, it's not that strenuous, and it's normally for a longer period of time, so over about 20 minutes. So this is a good form of cardio if you don't want to strain yourself, if you want to chuck in some music or chuck a YouTube video on or something and just kind of forget that you're doing the cardio. Even something as simple as walking the dogs is a form of LISS, or walking to the shopping center. It's just something that's not as strenuous. Drop my phone. And then you have that compared to HIIT cardio, so high intensity. So this is something that's a lot more strenuous. It's something like sprinting, full-on cycling, a swim, lots of like heavy duty swimming. It's just something that's very strenuous, something you can't normally hold a conversation with, something you normally have to focus on. You can't be distracted. You really have to focus on this kind of training. Me personally, when I do HIIT, I do sprinting on the treadmill. So I'll sprint for 30 seconds at about 12 to 13 Ks on the treadmill, and then I'll rest for 30 seconds, and I'll do that about 10 times. So as you can already see, the difference to LISS with HIIT is that HIIT is for a lot shorter time periods where you're using bursts of energy, and obviously your heart rate's going to get up a lot more. You're going to be sweating, you're going to be feeling tired, you're going to be out of breath, but it's quite rewarding once you do it at the end and you get this feeling of accomplishment. So which should you do, LISS or HIIT? Both have their benefits when it comes down to science. There are countless number of scientific articles out there that says HIIT is better for you because it gets your heart rate up into that fat burning zone, it burns more energy, but also LISS is quite good because you're doing it over a longer period of time. You're not straining yourself as much, but you're doing more work in terms of time periods. So both have their benefits, both have their downfalls, but I say do which one works for you. You don't have to do one or the other, you can mix it up. I like to mix it up, say with 1 or 2 LISS sessions, something simple like walking the dogs, and then a HIIT session or 2 every week, just on the treadmill after my workout. It takes 10 minutes, it's quick, it's time efficient, and you get it out of the way. So Personal preference, try both. I say definitely try both to see which one you prefer, as some people love lists, hate hits, some people love hit, hate lists. I know, sorry, I just love saying the words lists and hits rather than low intensity, high intensity. They sound a lot better. But just trying both, seeing what works for you, and then kind of applying that to your goals, whether that's gaining weight or losing weight. Now, cardio in particular for weight loss, which is what I'm most experienced with and is the main reason I do cardio, is for weight loss, is definitely very important and part of your lifting routine in terms of what you do in the gym. But like I've always said, when it comes to weight loss, your diet is the most important thing. Definitely wholeheartedly, 100% your diet is way more important than what you're doing in the gym. But that's not to say that what you're doing in the gym isn't important in itself. Of course it is, getting your exercise in, lifting your weights, doing your cardio, that's all important. Not as important as your diet, but it's still pretty important. In saying that, cardio should be a small part of what you do in the gym. It shouldn't be the only thing you do in the gym. It shouldn't be something that overrides your time in the gym either. Like, you should not be placing cardio as a priority above weightlifting. Weightlifting is definitely a lot more beneficial for you than cardio. Cardio, of course, is going to help you burn those calories, so is weightlifting. Cardio is kind of something it's something I like to add on the end. A lot of people like to do it before they're lifting. I like to do it after, so I use all my energy for lifting. But cardio, the main thing is cardio should not be something that should be constantly on your mind and something that you should be constantly doing like 2-3 times a day. Cardio, it's easy for it to take over, especially when you're trying to lose weight, because the more cardio you do, the more likely you're gonna see the numbers on the scale come down. But just take it from me, guys, it is a bit of a learning curve, but don't overdo it with your cardio. Try to figure out what works for you. Don't do too much, don't do too little. It's different for everyone. You need to find that perfect cardio range for you. Anyway, I've blabbered on a bit too much. I hope you guys did enjoy this video and it did help a few of you out who are asking me those questions. If it did, please give me a thumbs up on this video. Comment down below if you have anything you want to ask me or anything to say at all, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.